White yellow light pours into the hall from the kitchen, illuminating a short-haired child. He is sitting, playing with a spinning top, his back against a short wooden bookshelf. It's only just tall enough to hide behind in case Mom looks his way. But Mom and Dad are eating dinner, talking in hushed voices, unaware of the boy's presence. Still, the boy feels fear subtly shuffling its bird-like feet somewhere deep within the boy's belly. He could get in lots of trouble. The sky is black. It's past his bedtime. With all the fluidity and precision of a professional dart player, the boy flicks his wrist, sending the tiny top flying over his tiny legs. It lands on the smooth wooden floor with a soft tap, and the boy watches, mesmerized, as the polka dot patterns dance merrily across the floor. The shiny paper of the twirling top is sparkling in the light. The boy grins broadly, absent-mindedly fingering a loose tooth. He's growing up. Suddenly, a long shadow stretches out over the bookshelf onto the floor in front of the boy. Over the top. The merry yellow glow from the kitchen light is interrupted, and the shiny paper stops sparkling. The boy shuffles anxiously, tensing every muscle to run. Adrenaline surges through his veins. He clenches his small hands. The shadow moves away, and, heart-pounding loud, the boy settles back into a comfortable position. He moves his legs, trying to reposition his little feet, but gracelessly kicks the twirling top with his big toe. Little boys are clumsy sometimes. The top spins angrily through the air, then catches the light for a fleeting moment before settling back down onto the ground, a foot away from the boy's white sock toes. As the boy tries to inch unnoticed towards the still top, Mom's voice, like the cry of an injured bird, attacks the silence. The boy freezes, sticky sweat condensing on his flushing face. He listens. "What about me? What about Kevin?" Mom speaks shrilly. To Dad, Kevin realizes. Kevin sits still and waits for his dad's low voice. For as long as Kevin can remember, Dad's voice has sounded like a dog's growling, like the dog Dad had always promised him. Dad never kept his promises, but he will for this one, Kevin kept telling himself. But Dad never speaks. "Please, Roger, honey," Mom almost whimpers, like a dog. Then, silence. The only sound is the quiet chiming of metal spoons against porcelain plates, mashed potatoes. Slowly letting out his breath, Kevin stretches down and reaches for the top with his thumb and index finger. As he picks it up, Mom speaks again. "I can't believe that you would even think," her voice softens, "that you would even think of giving him away. It's just not right." Mom's voice starts to tremble. "He's your son too, you know." Dad finally speaks. "Yes, Alice, I know. It's not just us anymore. I know you don't like it, but it can't be helped." There is another long silence. Oblivious, Kevin returns his attention to the top. He spins it again, watching the shiny paper flash in the light. Kevin smiles proudly. It reminds Kevin of a lighthouse beacon, the lighthouse that Dad designed. Dad was really good at drawing buildings, but Kevin hasn't seen any new drawings since forever. All he ever sees are the faded white-yellow sketches with the wrinkled edges. Kevin thinks that they're from the time before he was born. Throughout his life, Kevin has picked up short fragments, memories of this mysterious time. Once, when Kevin was 5, he snuck downstairs to play with his top. It was the first time Kevin heard Mom and Dad shouting at each other. All Kevin remembers is fear and something about Dad's childhood dreams. Dad speaks softly now, growling. "I love the sweet kid. He is my son." The ice machine moans quietly. Dad's voice becomes scarcely audible over the hum. You, however, you just couldn't care less. The ice machine clicks and grumbles angrily as small shards of ice fall into the bin, hidden somewhere in the freezer. Dad continues before Mom has a chance to speak. It makes me so dizzy. All you care about is yourself. Well, you know, you made it just fine without Kevin, when it was just me. His growl becomes a loud howl. You don't care for my son at all. All you want is that crazy little reassurance that you did something to the world, because you couldn't, like I could have. I did, and you couldn't. You pulled me down with you. The refrigerator drones on. Dad calms down. We would all be better alone. Me with my architecture, Kevin without parents as corrosive as us. And you without... A pause. Even the refrigerator listens in. My dad always used to tell me, if a family is a forest, affection is a fire. I never understood that until now. I'm sorry, Mom whispers. All attempts at dinner, all illusions of normal family life have been cast away like a pair of pajamas at morning. Wake up now. I'm leaving. But forget it. Keep Kevin. I'm gone. Kevin understands. He feels like a grown-up. He feels like a child. He picks up his top. Dad throws down his spoon, sending hot soup splashing across the tablecloth. Kevin flicks his wrist like a dart player. Dad walks into the hall. He looks at Kevin, stops for a moment, and a horrible, empty anguish pushes through the whites of Dad's eyes. Kevin can see that he is crying. In the light, Dad's tears sparkle like the silver polka dot paper of the twirling top, still spinning slapdash circles across the wooden floor. The lighthouse. Kevin fingers his tooth. Dad slips on his shoes. Kevin watches as Dad slips into his coat. Dad opens the door, walks out. Mom is crying. The top is spinning, falls. Earthquake, fire, flood, tornado. Tornado. The world torn apart.